What if I told you that just 2 weeks without sugar could change your life, that your energy, your mood, and even your waistline could all start shifting without pills, powders, or programs?
What happens when sugar goes into the body? Blood glucose levels rise dramatically. This is not a red pen, is it? Anyway, should be red. Blue blood, royal. Blood glucose levels rise dramatically. So very quickly the brain says, quick pancreas, release insulin. And because there was so much glucose, huge amounts of insulins are released. And now blood glucose levels go down. Because remember what insulin does? It's the key that unlocks the door to get the glucose into the cell, into storage, or over here as storage. And so because there was so much insulin released, blood glucose levels now are going too low. Now we've got another crisis. The cells are now starving because of the drop in fuel. And our brain, it consumes 15 times the fuel of any other cell. So brain starts to fade. This is called hypoglycemia, very low blood sugar.
Now you might think you don't eat that much sugar, but sugar is sneaky. It hides in everyday foods, cereal, salad dressings, pasta sauces, breads, even so-called healthy snacks. And while these sneaky sugars might seem harmless, the truth is, they're silently pushing your body towards something much more serious.
We had a young man named Paul do our program. He was 19. He had type 1 diabetes, and he'd had type 1 diabetes since he was 15, where he was put on a very strong course of antibiotics for a chest infection, and it started to kill off the beta cells in his pancreas that produce insulin. There can be several causes. He came to us. He was actually quite overweight for a young man. You see, high insulin, you know, insulin's got a one-track mind. I must store, I must store, I must store. I've got to get it out of the blood and store. It's very hard to lose weight if someone's on high insulin. So he was on 90 units of insulin a day. He came to our program. He heard the lecture on how the carbohydrates, they're the ones that dump as glucose, get the blood sugar level too high. First 2 days at Misty Mountain Health Retreat, our guests have juices, mostly carrot, celery and apple juices. In the middle of the night, his blood sugar started to drop. What does that mean? He's on too much insulin. So the first week, he would have a lolly. That would get the blood sugar level up again, but he'd always get a headache because it'd go boom. Oh. Second week, he got convicted he shouldn't have the lolly. He was a quiet guy. I didn't know what was happening in the middle of the night. Second week, he decided to eat an apple. Takes a long time to eat an apple in the middle of the night. And to get the blood sugar level up, but he wouldn't get the headache. Third week, instead, if he got a blood sugar level low, he wouldn't take a lolly, he wouldn't take an apple, he'd jump down on the floor and he'd do 30 push-ups. And it'd get the blood sugar level up. Where'd that come from? His glycogen stores already sitting in his muscle cell. In fact, he told me he got up one morning, his blood glucose levels were 3.5. That's nearly passing out. He took that bit of salt, put it on his tongue, had a glass of water, went to the bathroom, had another glass of water, put his joggers on and went for a run, running up and down hills. Came back, took his blood glucose levels, 9. Where'd that come from? His glycogen stores, and if they ran out, he's got more. It's called fat stores. That's what the liver can do. It's called gluconeogenesis, producing glucose from fat stores. He said to me in the third week, he said, why didn't anyone tell me about glycogen? Glycogen. It's the diabetic's best kept secret. Notice what releases it, making sure you're well hydrated, exercising. By the end of the 3rd week, he dropped his insulin by 90%.
Number 1. Diabetes. Diabetes happens when your body can't manage blood sugar properly. This usually starts because insulin, your body's blood sugar regulator, either isn't working well or there just isn't enough of it. Every time you eat something high in refined sugar, like candy, soda, white bread, or pastries, your blood sugar spikes. In response, your pancreas rushes to release a flood of insulin to bring those levels down. If this keeps happening, your cells stop listening to insulin. That's called insulin resistance, and it's the starting point of type 2 diabetes. Your body reacts to too much sugar by reducing how much insulin it allows in. This makes your pancreas work harder until it eventually burns out and can't keep up. Meanwhile, sugar keeps floating around in your blood, damaging organs and blood vessels. Number 2. Weight gain. Every time your blood sugar spikes, insulin kicks in, and one of insulin's main jobs is to store fat. When insulin levels stay high, your body goes into storage mode, especially around your midsection. That stubborn belly fat doesn't just sit there quietly either. It actually makes your body even more resistant to insulin, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. Surprisingly, it's not just sweets and sodas that trigger this process. Even foods you might think are healthy, like bread, pasta, or crackers, can act like sugar once they're inside your body. Modern wheat has been bred for size and speed, not nutrition. As a result, it breaks down into sugar incredibly fast, spiking your blood sugar just like a candy bar would. So what does your body do with all that extra sugar? If you're not burning it off right away, it gets stored. First, it's packed into your muscles as glycogen, which is great if you're about to run a marathon. But most people aren't using that much energy day to day, so once those stores are full, the rest gets turned into fat. A lot of it ends up as visceral fat, deep inside your body, around your organs, where it quietly increases your risk for serious health problems. Sugar also interferes with the hormones that regulate your appetite. It blocks leptin, the hormone that signals to your brain that you're full. So even after eating, you still feel hungry. At the same time, it ramps up cravings, which leads to overeating and more weight gain. Number 3. Less anxiety.
But what does the person usually do down there? Have a lolly, have a biscuit, have a Mars bar, have a Coke, have a quick sweet, yeah? What happens then? Up again. What does the brain go? Oh no, now we're too high. Stop the glucagon, release the insulin. Oh no, now we're too low. Stop the insulin. Can you see what's happening? Up, down, up, down. It's called this biochemical whiplash. Up, down. How does the person feel up there? Spun up like a top. How does the person feel down there? Oh, they're passing out.
When you cut out sugar, your mood begins to stabilize. You'll likely notice fewer mood swings, less anxiety, and a general sense of calm returning as your body escapes the roller coaster of sugar highs and crashes. Many people also report feeling more emotionally balanced and mentally clear. Number 4. Clear skin. Another benefit shows up on your skin, literally. With less sugar in your system, breakouts can become less frequent, oil production may balance out, and your overall complexion can look healthier and more radiant. Number 5. Reduce inflammation. Reducing sugar helps calm inflammation throughout your body, which can ease joint pain, reduce swelling, and even support better heart and brain function. Inflammation is linked to many chronic health issues, so dialing it down can have far-reaching effects, from feeling more comfortable in your body to protecting your long-term health. And that's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more simple, natural health tips. And if you're ready to start your no-sugar journey, let us know in the comments below. We're here to support you every step of the way.